India will start firming up their plans for the men's ODI World Cup, which they are hosting. And on ESPN Cricinfo Runorder, we're coming up with a special three-part breakdown of how we feel India need to address the holes which are important to plug in the lead-in to the ODI World Cup 2023. Thank you, Sanjay Manjrekar, for sparing your time as we begin this build-up. Sanjay, I'm sure there'll be a lot of these conversations in the months ahead. We begin with the batting, and the middle order is our first point in contention and a very pointed discussion. India have tried a lot with Surya Kumar Yadav in ODIs, with a lot of reason, with a lot of merit to it. Can India persist with Project Surya in their ODI plans going into the World Cup?
I think they should, because Surya is that once-in-a-generation player who can make a real difference between, say, a 300 plus total and a 350 plus total. I have another question for Sanjay later on in the discussion, but I think they definitely should persist with Surya.
I'm just going to throw out the stats for the benefit of our viewers. The time that Surya Kumar Yadav has been given in ODIs, he does have 21 innings behind him, 433 runs at an average of 24. 2022 was a year where we saw the best of Surya Kumar Yadav, the T20 batter. But in ODIs, he has played over the last year or so. It's 14 innings, 166 runs, and everyone seems to remember the last ODI series he played in particular. So Sanjay, given all of that, how many more chances are you willing to give, and what are the reasons behind it?
See, I'm not going to look at Surya Kumar Yadav's recent form to, decide whether he should be playing the next few, 50 overs matches, or he should be a part of the 50 overs World Cup, plan and agenda that India have. I'm going to look at Surya Kumar Yadav, the package, whether it makes sense to, look at Surya Kumar Yadav, the 50 over batters, but basically exploring whether he can be as devastating or as impactful in 50 overs cricket. The thing with Surya Kumar Yadav is such a great T20 batter that you don't want to do anything that might just set him off his tracks in T20 cricket, where he's reaching batting excellence. He's like a batter of the future. And we saw after, those ducks that he got, first ball ducks, it took him a while to get into T20 form as well. So that is how I'm going to look at Surya Kumar Yadav more than just looking at his recent form and whether he deserves to be part of the 50 overs Indian team.
Dustin, the role that Surya Kumar Yadav, if he is given the chance, you're looking at number 4, which was the role that Shreyas Iyer has held with aplomb in the last year or so that he's played. But he, of course, is another one of those many injury concerns that India have in this lead-in period. Is Surya Kumar Yadav to you the best bet there? And who are the other options you're thinking?
This is just an idea I had. Sanjay has got a good point that you don't want to mess with Surya's T20 game. What if you almost reduce the 50-over game to a T20 game for him and tell him he's going to come in only after the 31st, 32nd over? Because you have, for example, Hardik Pandya, who has been playing that number 6 role for India in ODIs, but he actually has shown the ability to play more of a top-order role. He could play the number 4 role, for example. That's kind of the role he plays in the IPL now. And then you could maybe push Surya even down to as low as number 6 if you have KL Rahul also in the mix. And you have Surya kind of playing a finisher role in ODIs so that he can play his natural T20 game. You basically tell him, don't think that this is an ODI, think it's a T20. You will go in there in the 34th over, 35th over and just play it like you do in a T20 game.
Sanjay, I just wanted to ask you this question. Why can't Surya unlock that ODI ability? As in, there's no visible reason that he shouldn't be a success in ODIs, is there?
I think Dustin's point is a good one. If you want to use Surya Kumar Yadav, use him more as an explosive lower order batter. But to just answer your question, I don't know what the reason is. And eventually, if you keep giving him chances, he'll be able to find that gear. That's needed. There's no, I don't think Surya Kumar Yadav has only one gear. We've seen him hit a lot of, ground shots. He's got all the gears, so that's possible. But if at all India want to use him, Dustin's way is to do it. But I wonder how many times you need that kind of explosive batting in 50 overs cricket.
So Shashank, who are the other viable options if you look around the domestic setup? And if India are to try someone new at the moment, you'd imagine the West Indies series is pretty much the first and last opportunity to do so. So who are the others who could be in the mix?
So as things stand, if Rishabh Pant isn't available, then you're looking at a potentially the top 6 being all of them being right-handers. So in that sense, there is an opportunity to look at someone like a Tilak Verma, who's done really well in the IPL, and Rohit Sharma has himself spoken about how his big match temperament has really impressed him, and how he sees the color of the blue jersey changing very soon for him. So Tilak is worth a go. I mean, if the experiment fails, then you can always go back to Shreyas or Surya. But yeah, Tilak is one name that I'd like to see, because he brings in that left-handed element. He's an aggressive batter, and he's got good strike rates and can, play the big game as well.
Obviously, these roles also include India's wicketkeeper. Rishabh Pant will be a big hole because he had started blossoming as an ODI player. That knock in Manchester is one for the ages. He's not there. KL Rahul, who has also done well, especially at number 5, if you look at the numbers since he's been moved down, will also return from injury at some point, the hope being maybe by the Asia Cup. Right now, who do India identify as the backup wicketkeeper in case Rahul also isn't to be fit come the World Cup? Start with you, Sanjay.
Just to get a left-hander in, might be worthwhile going with Ishan Kishan. I know he's an opening batter, but he's fairly good enough batter to bat down the order as well. And poor guy, after he got that double 100, hasn't got too many opportunities. So if the others aren't fit, that is the hierarchy that India have. Shreyas Iyer obviously is your first choice as number 4. KL Rahul, I love him as a middle order 5, number 5, number 6 keeper batter. So Ishan Kishan could be the option until KL Rahul is fit.
Any other names any of you want to throw around as a keeper in the mix?
I'd like to see Sanju Samson given a decent run in the build-up to the World Cup, of course, because he's obviously one guy who's shown that spark, shown that promise. Yes, consistency has been a bit of an issue with him, but I think he's got that X factor about him, and with X factor players, you wouldn't mind going that extra mile and giving them those extra opportunities, which he hasn't got so far. So maybe Sanju Samson.
Okay, so many puzzles that we're looking to solve for India. We'll continue building up to this. Several more parts coming up on ESPN Cricinfo Runorder very soon.